Shi Buddhi Tushing Meto Tram Rila Lin Shi Lin De Gembadi Sangye Shingdu Mite Oari Joku Ramda Shingla Chupasho Idam Guru Ranga Mandala Kamniryatayami
Sangye
Chudam Soki Chonam La Jamchu Vardu Dagni Gyapsuchi Dagi Chunyang Gibe Suranam Ki Rola Benchir Sangye Drubarsho
Sangye
Chudam Sogi Chonam La Jamchu Vardu Dagni Gyapsuchi Dagi Chunyang Gibe Suranam Ki Jola Benchir Sangye Druparsho
Sangye
Chudam Soki Chonam La Jamchu Bardu Dagni Gyamsuchi Dagi Chunyang Gibe Suranam Ki Jola Benchir Sangye Druparsho.
All right then. So he got finished talking about how great the Pratimoksha is, right? And now he reached the second part, which is now I will set forth, right? Number shak, the lu, the body, or the main part, or no. We'll say body because he's going to summarize it in just one verse. The whole thing he's going to summarize. So the body of the bowels of individual freedom, which possesses this greatness. Chewa didang temba. Okay. Then he quotes the root text, and it's 3.5 lines. Okay. Number 2. By the way, this author twice has a wrong word, and I gotta think that it maybe in East Tibet it came to be memorized this way, because he repeats the error, but it's not what the carvings of Tsongkhapa's work says. Okay, so I would correct it. Okay, Dongwei Cha and Dongwei Gyu. You can read it as Dongwei Cha makes some sense, but it's not great. So why he used it? Maybe that's how they memorized it in his. Remember, he's kind of out of the mainstream Buddhism. He's like he's in Xiamen instead of Beijing. Okay, now he says I'm gonna discuss Pratimoksha in 6 steps, 6 parts. Ngo, which means, what's the definition of Pratimoksha? And what's the essence of Pratimoksha? Okay. Number 1. Rabye means what are the divisions, the 8 divisions of the Pratimoksha vows. Okay. So Munzin. Munzin means to hold the face, right? Which means to identify. I'm going to identify what each one is. Then Kiawai Ten, I'm going to tell you. Ten in Vinaya means person who takes the vows. Okay, so who is it that can take vows? On what kind of person will vows grow? Kiawai Ten. Meaning, who can take vows? Who's fit for vows? Dongwei Gyu, which is a depressing subject. How can you lose your vows? What are the different ways you can lose your vows? Basically, you can give them back, or you can smash them. Okay?
Or you can die.
Or you can die, that's correct. And then Penyon, What are the cool things that are going to happen to you if you keep them? Okay, the benefits.
What's
Okay.
the difference between Cha and Gyu in this circumstance?
He said, our author said cha, and he repeats it below, so it's not a carving error or anything. And it makes sense. It's possible, but it's unlikely. All the other versions I've ever seen say gyu. Okay, gyu means here what could cause you to lose them.
Right.
Dongwei cha would mean the condition of having lost them,
Okay.
and it's not as preferable, I think. But maybe there's an old manuscript that says cha. I don't know. So number 2, these are the 6 divisions of our discussion. So right there, he outlines the whole body of his treatment. See, the Lu. Right there, he outlines the whole structure, you can say. How about structure of his discussion? It's going to have 6 parts, okay? So here he goes on the first one. All right. Sotaki tombe ngoni jitayemba. Well, he summarizes the 6 here, so I'll supply numbers for you, okay? I'm going to talk about what the essence of the Pratimoksha vows is. And I'm going to talk about the divisions of the 8 divisions of the Pratimoksha vows, okay?
When you say Raptiyewa,
Te Raptiyewa.
is it like the root, the highest way of...
It doesn't matter. It doesn't have much meaning here. Yeah. Rabye and Ye is the same thing. Yewa and Rabye is the same thing. He needed a syllable of meter. You see? Lo dan ni Rabye dan. He couldn't say lo dan ni ye dan. Okay, he just needed some. Sometimes you have to know when he's adding a word just because he needs.
Rhythm.
It's poetry. Yeah. Okay. Te Rabye wa chitsamime. Chewa soso. Then I'm gonna go into what each separate division means, like full monk, full nun, intermediate nun, novice nun, nun. Get it? Nun. Just kidding.
I don't get it.
I know. He's gonna talk about the divisions. What's a nun? What's a beginning nun? What's a medium nun? What's a full nun? Then he's going to talk about what kind of droa and what kind of kongsak can get these vows. Droa means which one of the inside of the wheel of life, the 5 or 6 separate kinds of beings. Out of those 6 kinds of beings, which one can have pratimoksha vows? Can an animal have pratimoksha vows? Can a deva have pratimoksha vows? Okay, that's a more general question. And then kongsak, like
People in our realm.
for example, people who don't have a sexual organ cannot take full nuns or monks' vows because it's believed that the sexual energy helps you be a person who has a strong resolve. Okay, so like that. Okay, so certain kinds of bodies, certain kinds of people cannot take vows. Okay. Domba dan datro dan kanda kankanza chipta kewe 10. So okay, and then what kind of person can take the vows? Kang juna domba de dat domba gyurwe. What has to happen? Okay, Kang juna. What if it were to happen? Would make you lose your vows. Kang chungna. What if it were to happen? Would cause you to lose those vows. Cause, right? Again, he repeats his error. And it should be here, gyu. He says cha, okay? And because he repeats it, it means he really thought that was it. Which kind of implies that in East Tibet, in his days, they were using the word cha. And since Tsongkhapa started in East Tibet, okay, don't we gyu dong? And then number 6, what are the benefits? Kangshik means what kind of benefits will you get if you keep your vows. Dun number truko. These are the 6 topics of our discussion of Vinaya. These are the 6 topics. Now, I'm going to do something for you. That's where he wove in the root text.
Oh.
Okay? So in your English translation, those words have to be italicized. Good luck. Okay. That's where he put the root text into his commentary. Okay. All right. And maybe that's a useful exercise for all of you.
Yeah.
Like when he's doing the 60 verses.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get yourself used to. And maybe you can leave it in there for your online version.
Yeah.
Which will help your readers, you know.
Leave the root first.
Because we're going to have an online version of your book and we're going to have a printed version of your book.
Yeah.
The printed version of your book is going to look like those little books up there. And the online version, we're going to have Tibetan English, and then later we'll have Tibetan English, Chinese, Tibetan English, Chinese. So that scholars can look at your work, you know, and Tibetans can look at your work, and Chinese people can look at your work, okay, until we publish them in Chinese or like that, okay? All right. So you're going to have to get those words into italics.
But just put in the online version, it means leave the number or leave the...
I would put the numbers in if you want. I put them in square braces because square braces in English means I added it.
Oh.
It means it's not Tsongkhapa and it's not Gyal Kempo. This I'm adding this, okay? It makes it easier for your reader.
Oh.
I think even in your translation, you could say, here are the 6 parts, colon, 1, 2, 3, you know, you can number them. It makes it easier for your reader. Anything that makes it easier for your reader, do. Anything that makes it more difficult for your reader, don't do. Okay, I would like to have the numbers. If I'm a reader, and you say there's 6 parts, I'd like to, if you broke them out for me, I would appreciate it, okay? Okay, so dom, this is an important word for you. Domba means a vow. Domba means a vow. And this dom means self-control. It's related to words for to tie up. Okay? So, domba means self-tying up.
Self?
Tying yourself up. Eating, you see some chocolate and you tie yourself up. And you're like trying to reach it, but you can't. Okay? Or someone else's partner. You restrain yourself, you tie yourself. Okay, don't. That's the meaning of vow. But in poetry, it means a versed summary, a summary in verse. Okay, so here it means a versed summary. Okay, Dini shungi jeje nu yosu zope domo. This is a summary in verse of the entire body of the text which he's going to write. Okay? So that's our author. Our commentator said this is a summary of the entire body of his commentary in this single verse. It's not even a full verse, it's 3.5 lines. Okay, got it? Now, after his summary of the contents of his work, or of the Vinaya, we were promised a pledge to compose the book. He was supposed to promise to compose a book. Okay. Number 2 ki jishin she. Okay, so jishin she right here is in bold. I didn't ask her for anything.
That was interesting. Nobody touched it.
She heard jishin and she thought it was hey shooting. Okay. Okay, so it's just this part. It's the second half of the last line. Okay. Yeah, and actually it's this also. The key also. Key. With those 6 topics, covering those 6 topics, I will explain to you the Pratimoksha vows. Okay. So, Che Sungte, the promise to compose his book, Dam Chawa, the promise to compose his book, which is the third part of our discussion, is found in the words, I will explain, using them. Che Sungte, Detar Dunsen Duki. Dunsen means topics. Dunsen, okay? And it's a useful word to know in the case of Nangtsen.
Buddhist topics.
This spelling of sen without M in front of it, which would mean name or definition. Without an M, sen means component. Okay, Nangtsen is members of a list.
Okay.
Okay.
Nangsen, Tensen.
And in the monastery, it's used to mean someone whose name is on the list of monks who are in that monastery. Is your name Nangten? Yeah, my name's there. Okay. Dun Sen Tuki, through 6 topics, Sotarki Dombe Namshak, a presentation on the vows of Pratimoksha. Now we skip down to Jitawa Shindu. Jitawa Shindu means following. I will follow. Okay. I will follow what? Dulwedo.
So the
The Vinaya Sutra of
Master Guna Prabha.
Guna Prabha. Okay. I will follow Jishin to down here.
Chita
The
wa
Dulwedo,
Uh-huh.
the Vinaya Sutra, and I will follow the intent.
Gongcho.
I will follow the real thinking of the Vinaya Sutra. And Senden here means authoritative. Authoritative. It means which have pramana, right? Pramana. But here it means, Senden means authoritative. Gongdels, commentaries. Okay. So I will follow the thinking of the Vinaya Sutra and authoritative commentaries on that.
Authoritative?
Means correct. Authority, good authority. Yeah.
Wow, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's he implying?
That there's an unauthoritative
Yeah,
one?
I will not follow the bad commentaries.
I say Gongcho instead of just Japa.
Yeah, I would say commentary because it means commentary on the thought, but he already said thought. So you're just going to get, I'm going to follow the true thought of the commentaries on the true thought to the, it gets a little. So Gongdal is a synonym for Japa. Okay. And they have slightly different Sanskrit names, Tika, Bhasha, stuff like that. Shastra, Vibhasha. Okay. Who's gonna do the Shepaja?
Lobsang
Lobsang Dakpa. Okay. I, meaning Lobsang Dakpa, meaning Jetsun Kappa, right? I will explain. Shepalo means that's what the verse is saying. That's what the verse is saying. Okay. So now he's going to get into. Now we see a better meaning of the word yenlok here. Yenlok, which is very important for the 12 links. Yeah, good. Here it means those 6 topics. Okay, those 6 components of this poem. Shepala. So this is his part 2, where he promised to talk about the divisions, the 6 divisions of this book. By the way, again, I encourage you to keep to your levels. It means the first time he says it has 2, you can say 2 sections. The second time he says that has 2, you can say 2 parts to the 2 sections, to the first section. Then you're going to say there's 3 steps to the second part of the first section. So keep a track, keep track of. Now he's on the second part, and the last third mention of third was to the second section, or like that. You keep your levels straight. It'll help your reader.
Would it be worthwhile to come up with a standard?
Do I have a standard? No. You can do your own. I think part, section, step,
Division.
you decide. It's okay. What feels comfortable to you? Okay. I don't have a big standard. But I do keep track. I do keep track if I'm on if the next thing's going to be a step. Did I promise the reader a step, or did I promise the reader a section, or did I? Because that'll help them go back and find it. By the way, it's very irritating when a translator just says section 3 or third. Okay, it's really irritating, It's your responsible to go find it. And in a translation, I'll show you Gomborabsel, okay? In a translation, you will use the English standards, which are called paragraphs, and sections, So, for example, in the translation I'm doing, here it is. Let's just skip to the middle of it. Kind of big. Let's skip to the middle of it. So, oops, sorry. Let's just go down into it somewhere. So I will use this, you see? I will use subheadings. And I will use certain point sizes. This is 14 point, you see? I will increase the size of the letters and I'll make it bold. And for a section inside of that, this is this is an equal section, right? But then I might go to, I'm sorry. Okay. Then for a subsection, I might go to italics, or something like that. But I will add them here. Okay? I won't say second. I'll give it to the reader. I'll go back. I will do the work and go back and find the header for the reader. Okay?
So the names of the sections, you're adding them in. They're not
Yeah, I am. And in fact, Rinpoche and I had a little tussle about it. Because I wanted to add them to some books I was editing. And he said, that's not part of the original. He objected to it. He said, leave it second. In the Tibetan, which I can see that. But in English, a reader expects some kind of header, I think. So
And you don't put the number or anything to it?
Here's the section.
Now there's a really irritating thing that says 2AB1347.
No, I mean section 3.
No, which is how they did the Marmim Temple, and it's just super irritating.
Yeah.
And we just don't do that, you might say major section center it, 16 point type. Yeah. For the chapters, okay. For a new chapter, I do that.
Okay,
A blank page,
I see.
because his book has 6 chapters, so I supplied that.
So, Geshe, you add the content? No, you add this at chapter 1 and then the title of this chapter?
Yeah, I do, because that's English.
Oh.
That's what English people do. That's what people do in English. I don't know what they do in Chinese, but I added that, yeah. He didn't have that.
Yeah.
In Tibetan, you put it at the end of the first chapter. Okay? You say, this has been the first chapter. Yeah, nobody knows until they get to the end. Oh, that was the first chapter. All Buddhist classics come at the end, you see. So I will add these. I will add several levels of, in a small book that you're doing, probably a major section in the middle, possibly a major section, a new page, and then minor sections, okay? Like that. That's enough.
Now, would you then explain that you added that in like a translator note or a
No, I
footnote?
wouldn't.
No?
Well, sometimes I will.
Yeah.
I think I did, in fact, if you're
It's got it.
curious.
Some book you wrote, you think you had some of that in the translator's explanation at the beginning or something like
Here,
that?
look here.
Introduction.
Yeah, okay, alright.
Section headings in
The
bold.
section headings in bold print and thus mentioned immediately after within the text have been added by the English translator to aid the reader
Gotcha, okay.
and are largely assumed by the Tibetan reader. Okay? So I say this is mine.
Oh.
Come on, that book is gonna be so good.
Yeah, if I ever finish it.
Please,
We
please.
want you to make it a priority, actually.
Yeah.
Tell that to people trying to pay for the
You get to
building.
decide. You decide
Uh,
you demand to take a break and go do it, and we'll cover for you.
Fundraising while you're gone.
Yeah, right. Okay. So I'm going to follow okay. So now here begins his, so you're going to have a header here. You might even start on a new page. You might have a new chapter, okay? But, Nipa Yenla Gerba Shepala. And if you want to go deeper on the subject of headers, they don't have to be hierarchical. They can be flowing.
Mhm.
You can just go straight through, and you don't pay attention to the level.
Mhm.
You just every 4 or 5 pages you have a new subject, whether it's topically a new subject or not. Because in Tibetan, in a Buddhist commentary,
You just
they might spend 100 pages on a single topic, and then 2 pages on 6 topics,
Right.
and it doesn't balance. It doesn't look good in a Western book.
Mhm.
And some people do that, and it looks ugly. It doesn't make sense. You go 100 pages without the relief. It's like doing a tree pose. Bob Harper, he suddenly puts you in a tree pose because you need a break, or he put you in a down dog and holds you there for 5 breaths. Just because you're tired.
Mhm.
You have to do that for your reader. You can't go 100 pages without a header, and then have 6 headers in 1 page. Okay,
But what if the original book they wrote in that way? What
they
should we
do write it in that
So
way.
what should we do
I'll put some headers in just to help the reader, just as a break. They need a break.
during the long?
Yeah, if it's too long, because actually there are breaks in there, but he's flowing from topic to topic, but he might not announce it. Okay. So anyway, I'll add them, and first footnote in Tsongkhapa translation is I put in these headers. Okay, and I did it for you.
Right, that's footnote number 1.
Okay. Nipa Yena Gepa Shepa La. So here we're going to have a Gepa Shepa means a more expanded explanation, more detail on each of these 6 components of his poem. And there's, as I mentioned before, Ngartar, there are going to be 6. This lay means, unfortunately, lay can mean from or karma. The word LAS can mean from or karma. Here it means of those 6.
Yeah.
Of those 6. Here's the first, Dumbo. What is it? Dombengo. Okay. What is the essence of a vow? So this Domba is not the same as the Dom we just had. The Dom we just had was a versed summary. And this Domba means a vow. A vow. Okay. Self-control. Yeah. Tying yourself. Okay. Dombengola. So first I'm going to give you the idea of the first 2 schools together on what is a vow.
Mhm.
What's the essence of a vow?
Mhm.
And then I'm going to split those 2 schools and give you their separate ideas.
Mm.
Okay, first I'm going to give you the 2 lower schools together, which is Vaibhashika and
Satrantic.
Satrantika. what's their general idea of what's the definition, essence of a vow. And then, by the way, they have their own unique presentations on what is a vow. Okay. What happened to the third? Well, how come there's no mind only here?
Is this another
That's way-
groups in another
Generally
section?
speaking, Vinaya is a first two school subject.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, Vinaya is a first two school subject. Of course, there will be a few comments on Vinaya. You know, how does it relate to emptiness or something? But generally speaking, we're going to be in the lower two schools for her book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the source of Vinaya, especially by Bhashika. Okay. So here we go. Do de pa. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna standardize it to that. Maybe it wasn't that way, but okay. Do de pa and chira mawa. Okay. I'm gonna Nike tumong. Tumong means combined
Mm-hmm. Share.
or shared by these two schools. Depa means their position. I'm going to give you the position on what is a pratimoksha vow, which is shared by both the sutrist and the Vaibhashika. And you know, when you teach this to your students when you're 50 years old, I know that's never going to happen, but you might want to ask them, why did he start with sutrists and then Vaibhashika?
Right.
There's always a reason,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Gotta be using a lot of logic.
And then, so sui tumo mayembe dupa jupa. Then we will give the position that they express, jupa, which is unique to their own school.
Mm-hmm.
Each of them unique to their own school. Tumo mayemba, not shared. Okay. And I've darkened the root text for you. Nenjun zambe gyuche ne shendu shidan chepa le dokpa. Okay. And I'll read to you this verse, okay? This is a root text. Nyenjung?
Renunciation.
Yeah, you can say renunciation, the first of the three principal paths. But it means I'm tired of pain. I'm tired of pain. I don't want to have this anymore. Okay? It comes after your second relationship, your third relationship. Okay, the third time you break up with somebody, you're like, I'm tired of this. You know, this is too much pain. Okay, this is starting to repeat itself. When you're like 20, you think it's just going to happen once. And then it just keeps happening. You're like, alright, then I gotta stop this. Okay, so ngenjung means tired of the pain. Okay, sampe misspelled. Okay. Okay, because of thoughts of renunciation, because of thoughts of I'm tired of this pain, gyuchene means you use that as a justification.
Mm-hmm.
Use that as a reason. Okay? Because you're tired of pain, you use that as a reason or a justification to dokpa. Third line.
Pei is correct in the carving.
To stop. Say again?
Pei is correct in the carving. That's
Okay, good. You use it as a reason to stop. Dokpa means turn back, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can say stop. Shen ne, hurting other people. Okay? You use it as I'm tired of this pain of this life, so I'm going to stop hurting other people. Okay? Shidang che means along with its foundation. Along with its foundation means the things that cause you to hurt other people. And in other commentaries, they'll say the three animals at the middle of the wheel of life, of Sugang's wheel of life, okay? Ignorance, desire, hatred. Okay? They'll say that's the foundation he's talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Why that distinction is made between hurting others and the foundation of hurting others is that classically Vinaya refers to body and speech only. They don't get into compassion. It's not like the Bodhisattva vows where you break a vow if you don't like other people. It's just don't say this and don't do this. Okay. Sorry. So what's the foundation for saying bad things or hurting people physically is negative thoughts of some kind. Okay. Now this author has a different interpretation of foundation. And we'll get there. Okay, we're coming. Okay. Okay, so now he starts his commentary. Sotarke Dombengoni, what is the essence of a pratimoksha vow? It's the first subject he promised us. So your little book is going to have 6 parts, right? You can even use a new page. You can even use a blank page. Just essence of vow. And then next page it starts a chapter. Okay.
You did that in your book, right?
I do it.
English book also.
Yeah, now I was brought up, I mean, if you want to know my life history, in 6th grade, I hit a grammarian.
Somebody who specializes in grammar.
He was a freak about grammar, and he had a thing called diagramming. And this is a system to draw a sentence out with lines and connections. And we spent a whole year with him. I spent a whole year with him. And he would give us a sentence that was 200 words. And he'd say, diagram it, you know. And yeah, he was extraordinary. And that summer, my family went to California, to San Diego for the beach. My father used to take us to the beach for 3 months. And then there was a special course for advanced students in the summer. And he was teaching it. And he said, leave your son here. Put him in my house. And he was him and his wife. 3 months. Wow. You know, he taught me astrology. He taught me math. He taught me all this cool stuff. He brought this pile of cards. He says, guess what this is? I'm like, I don't know. He said, this is called computer cards. There's a thing called computer. This is going to be big. You have to learn binary, you know? And then when I was tired, he'd say, let's go throw footballs. Because he was a football player and a baseball player. And he was like extraordinary. I met him recently.
Wow.
Took him out to dinner. I found him. And he said, yeah, it goes like this. Guess what I've been keeping for the last 30 years? This is it had my photo on it, stapled to it, and it was my exam scores and stuff. He's like, I kept it. Anyway. All right. Then there was another teacher in 11th and 12th grade. She was this old, crabby writer. Boy, and she taught me, she ripped everything up, you know. And why am I talking about that?
Grammarian.
Diagramming sentences.
Her thing was this. If you misspelled one word, 1 grade lower.
Wow.
A changed to B. If you misspell one word, and you have to write an essay every night. 3-page essay every night, and she checked them all. So 3-page essay every night for 2 years. And if you misspell one word, the A goes to B. You know.
Singapore level.
Yeah. And then her thing was white space, white space, white space. She gave you 2 grades. 1 grade for what you say, and 1 grade for how it looks on the paper.
Wow.
You know, how cool does it look on the paper? And that's a very good advice. So if a book is all little print and it's all crooked and you have to struggle and there's no white space, in English we call white space on the sides to relieve it, to relieve the reader's eyes, then again, they're going to get tired and they're going to do their Facebook. You know, so make the book elegant. You know, make it beautiful. Make the format beautiful. Lots of white space. You know, people like that. Okay, don't cram it all up and.
So we as translators, we also need to take care of this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How the book looks is almost as important as what the book says. Yeah.
Can I just raise the possibility
Yeah.
that we separate formatting and style from content, and if there's to be a look to
Yeah.
this series of books,
There is a look.
that we can develop together a
Yeah.
style to
Yeah.
use, but then apply the style. And, you know all the difficulties we're having trying to format the ACI reader.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's true.
When you do something like, just change something to 16 point
Yeah.
without having a style.
Yeah.
So if we develop styles, then we can change what they look like later.
Yeah,
But we can
I'm
develop
okay
the
with that.
styles
I'm okay with
and
that.
then- Okay.
And then everyone
I'm okay with
uses
that.
the
Yeah.
same.
Right.
Yeah, I think the book
Figure
should.
out how to reliably
If general,
export.
the books look
Easy
the
to do
same.
in
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
Well-
very much like easy.
I'll tell you, that's okay, but have an ASCII copy also.
Sure.
all asking for
save as text.
text.
We'll talk about it.
Sure.
Bon. So, okay, so what is the essence of a vow?
No,
That's what they call it.
Dunya ki, by the pain of life, okay, by pain, yi sun. And this is, he's defining ngenjung. Yi sun means you are effing tired. Okay? Don't translate it that way. Now, you are fed up. Yi sun means fed up. You know, you're tired. Super tired. Yi sun means the mind has melted or something. It's like that. Yi sun means, it can mean super hassled. Sumboche yomai da, when you meet a lama and you say, I'm not like inconveniencing you in my, I'm not like troubling you. So yi sun almost means like troubled by life, okay, by the pain of life. Yi sun, okay. Yi sun te, dele tulwe tarpa, dundunir. You aspire to the freedom where you would be free from that trouble. You aspire to the freedom where you would be free from that troubled by pain, okay? That's Ngenjung. So who wrote that? Our author. That's his gloss on Ngenjung. Ngenjung's in bold because it's root text, okay? Sampa is in, okay? And I'll tell you something sexy, Xiaoping. This S is bold.
Whoa.
Okay. This S is up here at the end of Sampa. You see? Very cool. Nyenjung Sampe Gyuchene. Okay. Okay, so this S is part of the root text. Good luck. Okay, she's already looking like she ate a durian. Okay.
Could argue it's the
Nyenjungi Sampa. Now, this is very beautiful. This is very interesting. Chuma, what's chuma?
Trade.
Yeah, contrived in English. Contrived. Okay. So in Buddhism, there's two kinds of bodhicitta. In Buddhism, this is not about bodhicitta, but the idea is in that there's two kinds of bodhicitta. One is like this: I gotta save the world. I just gotta save the world. I gotta do it. Okay, it's come from your heart. Then the other one is like this: this book says I have to save the world. Yeah, okay, I'll try. Okay, it's not an emotion. It's not part of you. It's not fake, but you have to push yourself to think that way. I'm a Buddhist. I'm supposed to think I want to save the world. Okay, it's that idea. It's called chuma. Chuma means artificial bodhicitta. So we divide bodhicitta into two: artificial and the real thing. Real thing, you cry when you think about all some living beings. Maybe you even saw directly all living beings. That's called chuma mayamba. Chuma mayamba. You didn't have to work to feel it.
Uncontrived.
Uncontrived, unartificial. It just boom, it comes up. Okay? Now here it says, yenche, we had yenche, menche.
Above that, up below that?
From that on up. From that on up is enough, he says.
Oh, okay.
Ngenjun chuma is enough. It's very beautiful.
That's cool.
It's very beautiful. Renunciation that you got from class, that your teacher told you better have. But you don't feel it yet. He said, that's enough. That's enough to take your vows. Okay? That's enough. That's enough of a motivation. Okay? Just like I'm a Buddhist, I'm supposed to be tired of pain. Yeah, that's enough. He says, anything from that on up. Yen che. Okay?
Which is enough.
In English, no, it just means yen che.
Oh.
That's enough to cause, enough of a cause. That's enough of a motivation to take your vows. Okay?
Oh.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Or better. Okay? Or better would be nice too.
Uh-huh.
Yen che. On up from that. So you can say, minimum. It's almost like the idea of minimum. Minimum, you should have this obligation feeling. I'm a Buddhist. I'm supposed to be tired of life. Now I do like pizza, but the book says I'm supposed to be tired of life, so I'll be tired of life. I don't feel it yet, and you won't feel it until you've had a little more life. Until you've broke up 3 times, or your mother had cancer in your arms, or then you'll start to get the real thing. But even before that, when you're younger, you can say, okay, I believe Geshe Michael. I'm supposed to feel like this. I don't feel like it yet, but I'm getting there. I'm having enough bad things in my life that I can see it's going to go that way. Okay, so I'll take vows. Like I'll take refuge vows. That's enough. It's interesting. He says, at least that, but hopefully more. Yen che. Okay. It's a nice commentary. Those 4 syllables is a very interesting commentary. Because Tsongkhapa didn't say that. Tsongkhapa just said, starting with renunciation. Our author said, even if it's artificial, even if you just feel obligated to have that renunciation. Okay, very interesting. Yuchene, that's enough. De kune lang te, motivated by that. Okay, kune lang, kunlong is the noun. Motivated by that. Okay, motivated by that. By what? By that renunciation, whether it's artificial or better. Okay, motivated by that. Pratimoksha is the gewe le, is the virtuous karma, the virtuous action of deciding to stop, dokpa, hurting other. Now, Tsongkhapa just says others. Our author is cool because he says any living being. Okay? He doesn't say people.
Living being.
Yeah, he says semchen, any living.
Others.
If you want to get on my bad side, there's 2 ways. Easy ways. One is to say 3 principal paths with a PLE.
It's in the reading that way, by the way.
I know. The other is to say sentient being. Okay, there's some English writer, bad translator, 30 years ago said sentient being. Go try it on a waiter. We have a waiter test, How many sentient beings are on the list for dinner tonight? He'll say, what? He'll say, what?
So you
Are you
living being.
forced?
I like living being. Yeah, living
Maybe in
being.
Sedona.
Yeah.
No, they don't, believe me. Okay. They're from Cottonwood. The waiters are from Cottonwood. Okay, sentient shila neba, to hurt other living beings. Okay, now it's cool. By the way, just to, you see, this is root text. Shen nu. Okay, hurting others. And your English should kind of look like that. Okay. Shidan chepale. This is from the root text. To stop it, to stop hurting other living beings, and also stop what supports that.
The ndokpa too.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you're right. Ndok. And then he defines that doking as a good deed. Okay? Stopping. The good deed, which is to stop, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now, he reconfirms what he told you at the beginning. Ready? Deni depa go nika dudo. This is accepted by the higher and the lower school. What's he referring to? Which schools is he referring to?
South Triantica.
Yeah. Which is higher?
South Triantica.
What's he say first, higher or lower?
Higher.
Which did he give first above? Interesting. He's still got that pattern. He's still mentioning the higher one and then the lower one. By the way, you could have a debate about whether he's talking about the 2 higher schools and the 2 lower schools of the 4 schools. But since he already mentioned only 2 schools, I would read it as higher and lower schools. Generally speaking, the Mahayana schools accept Hinayana schools on Vinaya. They don't try to mess with it. Generally speaking, a Mahayana bodhisattva can very well be a monk with Hinayana vows, and that's fine. It's considered foundation. It's not considered lower. Okay, it's like Lamrim, right? Something to build on. Okay. Now, I don't agree with the next paragraph. Okay, I hate to say it, but yes, Anu. Goatong sheep. Send the coracles. Okay, dear Shen la nupa shidan chepa. Now, Shen la nupa shidan chepa. He says, why did he mention with its foundation? Hurting others, along with what supports that. You might want to translate it that way. Hurting others, along with what supports that. Okay? The commentary that I'm used to, and I don't remember who it was, I think it was Muchidam Badra, he says what supports it is the third set of bad deeds, which is mental. Like jealousy, anger, which are not technically illegal in the Vinaya. Vinaya deals with, it's called din, the 7. What's that mean? The first 7 bad deeds. Vinaya deals with what you say and what you do, mostly. And then the commentary I like the most, that I used in the ACI course, says the foundation, or what supports the 7, is how you're thinking. But he has a different interpretation, which is not wrong, it's just different. Okay? When you say hurt, okay, others, here's a way to understand the word hurt. Sangchu la nepa mi sangchu. What hurts your sexual pure conduct is sexual impure conduct. Okay? Okay? Sangchu means good, it means pure behavior, and it means sexual pure behavior. What hurts your brahmacharya, keeping sexual purity, is improper sexual behavior. And then he's going to go like that. What hurts your what hurts people's things is stealing. What hurts people's lives is killing. It's interesting, he's gone backwards through the 3 physical ones. Just, I don't know why he started with sexual misconduct, it'd be interesting. He start with 3, 2, 1, okay? Then he skips to number 4. Okay? What hurts getting things done that you want to get done, Dundrup Siddhartha, Okay, dundrum here. What hurts achieving your goals or getting things done that you hope to get done is lying. Is to lie.
Oh. How you stop you from achieving your goal?
Yeah. Like if you're trying to build a building, I don't think he means here like achieve nirvana or liberation, because they all do that. He wouldn't say it just for number 4, you know. So I think he's talking about,
Worldly stuff.
yeah, getting things done, getting tasks finished. You know, if you lie to the contractor, you lie to the accountant, you lie to the tax authorities, you're gonna not be able to build a building. Okay. By the way, those 4 out of the 10 are called sawashi. In morality, they're called the foundational 4. These are the core of morality, these 4. And lifetime layman's vows, it's these 4 that are emphasized, along with intoxicants. Yeah, drugs or alcohol. Okay. These are the things that can hurt you. These are the direct things that can hurt you. We had it with pushing Ben to push shopping, right? We had Gyu. At that time, we had the distinction between direct, okay? So the direct cause that would hurt people, is these 4, okay? But there are other bad deeds which can support these hurters. Okay, there are other smaller bad deeds which tend to support the big 4. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I see.
And he gives an example. Chidro kase. Chidro means afternoon, after 12 o'clock. Kase means to eat. Eating afternoon. Etc. Yenlak Shenam Nupa Deda. Yenlak Shen means these other components of morality. Okay? Nupa Deda Jungwei Shi Yin. These are supporting causes that cause the big hurts to happen. So, if a monk overeats in the afternoon, they will get sleepy, they will get sloppy, and they might get attracted to a girl or something. You see what I mean? Then they will do something serious. Okay, so eating too much, being careless, and it's like being on the internet too much is gonna make you nervous. You might break your sexual misconduct. You see, something like that. You have to. These are underlying causes of hurting people. Like eating too much, not eating enough, drinking too much coffee. You might say something negative. So when this author sees Tsongkhapa say the things that support hurting, he interprets it as, smaller rules, like eating in the afternoon, that might help you break the big rule.
Again, we should probably stop.
Quicksilver, he says the emotions that might cause you to make a big mistake. But this author says the smaller rules of Vinaya that might help you support making big mistakes. Okay, they're both cool.
Yeah, they're both.
They're both cool. Okay.
That has to be more careful.
It helps you. Yeah, if you don't eat too much, your mind is more clear. I don't eat before noon. For 15 years I didn't eat afternoon. And it does make your mind more clear. I can go for more hours, I can teach for more hours, Okay.
Sashi.
Bugi Joshi Mekto Cham Rira Lingshin Yende Kempadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Nanda Shingla Chiparsho Idam Guru Ranamandala Kamyatayami Di Gewo Kun Sunam Yeshe Tsozo Shing, Sunam Yeshe Le Chung Wei, Dambar Guni Topar Sho. Ahum.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Yay! You getting all the sides of the candy, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm glad we
This
picked the
is like
books
where
we
you're
did.
really going deeper.
I've never done this. This is really fun.
Yeah.
It's like all the Buddhist schools in every 2 days.